Hey PD, I hear that upon your passing that you prefer not to have any big fuss made of you. And of course, we all want to respect your wishes. But you didn't say anything about people saying nice things about you while you were living. So, a while ago, you were saying goodbye to Debbie as she was going out to work. And you said to her, do good things. And you told me that that was something that you said to your family throughout their lives. And I thought it was really pretty cute. So anyway, I really have lived by the truth that we live our life in moments, not in milestones. And that those moments have impact on people. So I thought that you might like to hear about the impact that you have made on people in your life, and that it would be good for you to know that you, in fact, did good things. So, that being said, I really hope you enjoy this little love letter to you, and that you forgive me for making a bit of a fuss because that's what I do. I love you. Bye.
Hi, Uncle David. Okay, so this might sound a little bit silly, but as a kid, I always thought it was special that my dad's name is David and I had an uncle named David. I don't know, it felt like a unique, special little connection in our family that I guess I assume no one else had. But then somehow I ended up marrying a David as well. So clearly, I have a deep love for Davids. You, though, Uncle David, were just such a steady and comforting presence in my entire childhood. I can just still hear your cheerful, "Hi, Kimmy," whenever you saw me. And you just always made me feel so welcome and so loved. You were the big brother among three very strong sisters. And through it all, you always have carried yourself with warmth and kindness and quiet strength that I've always admired. I just want you to know how much you mean to me, Uncle David, and I am sending you all of my love and holding you very close in my heart.
Hi, David. When I look at the hundreds of pictures that I have of our family, it's pretty clear that we have spent a lot of time together. More than I realized. Christmas times, of course. Easter church together with Mom and Dad every year. And your girls all dressed up in their fancy dresses with their lovely white shawls. I always thought that was kind of cute. Oh, let's see. It's just good to remember all the times. Too many to list. I wanted you to know that I've always been impressed with you and all the varied interests that you've gotten into over the years. I loved how you got involved with biking, and you committed to ride that MS 150 every year, which was really a nice thing to do. I loved how you committed to tracking down our family genealogy, which was quite a task. Let's see. I thought that was kind of interesting. Everybody doesn't do that. I thought your decision to volunteer at Valley Forge when you retired was such a different and interesting volunteer idea. I know it turned out really good for you and you really enjoyed it. I'm sure that they enjoyed having you there too. You made the years with Mom and Dad special. Particularly, I loved that you and Dad developed your love of North Penn sports and how religiously you went to the games together every Friday night, I think it was, even if it was cold outside. I especially loved how you and Dad developed a genuine friendship. You were both really lucky. I just wanted you to know that I always thought you were an interesting guy. That's all. Bye-bye.
Hey, David. It's your nephew, Jeff. So I'm not going to try guessing exactly how old I was at the time. I was probably somewhere around 10 or 12. And about this time in my life, I'd noticed two things. And one that was my sense of humor was becoming pretty sarcastic. Maybe too sarcastic. But two was that of all the Fishers, and we're a family with a pretty good sense of humor overall. But yours was the only one who's I found like overtly acerbic as well. And so it was around this time we were at your house, and it was during that period, like an hour before dinner or so, where all the kids were trying desperately for something to do. We were just goofing around upstairs, and we made our way into your office. And that is when I noticed we were poking around for your stuff, and I noticed that on your bookshelf you had a couple editions of the collected Doonesbury comic strip. Now, I already loved comics, but I also knew that Doonesbury was the strip that adults liked because it was dry and it was about politics, and some of it was about the absurdity of just being an adult, and some of it went over my head, but that just meant that I knew I'd get the jokes later. And so that actually really informed how I understood my burgeoning sense of humor, and also it helped me appreciate what I liked about your sense of humor. And that was honestly a pretty important touchstone for me growing up. And so I thank you for that, and I wish you all of the best. I love you.
Hi, Uncle David. So, as the oldest Fisher granddaughter, I have the privilege of being the one who's got the longest amount of years of memories to cherish with you. 48 years to be exact. And while there's lots and lots and lots of moments and fun times to choose from, I want to share with you a few specific ones that I have of you that have left a lasting impression on me. So when I was about maybe 5 or 6, Grandma and Grandpa took me on the longest car ride ever to see you and Aunt Debbie and my new cousins in Pittsburgh. And during our visit, you, Grandpa, Kristen, and I went for a walk. And I kind of remember, I guess it was Kristen in a stroller. Maybe it was Karen. I don't know. Anyway, along the way, we saw a dead mouse on the ground. And I had never seen a dead animal before. And I was very worked up about it. That night, with the image of the dead mouse in my mind, I got really homesick and ended coming downstairs to find Grandma to tell her I wasn't feeling very well. You were the only person awake, and I was nervous because I didn't really know you that well. I was so embarrassed to throw up in your bathroom, and I was crying for my mom. But I remember you were really nice to me, and you got me water and cleaned me up and made me feel less scared. And that is my first memory of you. Do you remember that at all? Growing up, I was so lucky to have you and Aunt Debbie and the girls come to almost every one of my performances. Events, plays, all kinds of things. Not many kids can say that they have that kind of support, but you guys were always there cheering me on. I'm forever grateful for my faithful cheering section. I always loved holidays at your house because you and Aunt Debbie went to great lengths to make everything taste so delicious. I remember enjoying our culinary conversations about Iron Chef and Alton Brown, and I was pretty sure no one else in the family knew what a mirepoix was or that spatchcocking wasn't a dirty word. I knew you understood. I have the unique distinction of being the only family member to have bought a home from you. Ryan and I both cherish the memories of our house hunting days with you. Meeting after work at various properties and then debriefing afterwards. It was fun. Thanks to you, we found the home where we raised our children and the community that we still know and love today. Through countless silly family events, luau's, Blaney parties, cowboy-themed birthdays, and Y2K celebrations, you were always a good sport and would play along. You even sang along to Must Be Santa with sign in hand, just as my mother instructed. Now that's a good sport. But of all these great family memories, I will always remember laughing with you the most. You have the greatest, most boisterous laugh, which is contagious once you get going. Those are the moments I cherish the most. Those where there was pure, genuine laughter. You matter so much to so many of us. We want you to know how much we're thinking about you all day, every day, and how much we love you.
Hi, David. I wanted to say goodbye to you and let you know how much I loved and respected you. You were always so kind to me and my family. I can't remember a time when we got together that you didn't say a robust, "Hey, Wilk." There are so many memories, and ones that will stay with me the rest of my life on earth was the ways I saw you enjoy time with your dad. Seeing you enjoy basketball games, the Little League World Series, North Penn football games, and on and on. I remember a fun day when we all went to see a Villanova basketball game together and got a picture under the Rolly Massimino mural. And of course, seeing the way you supported your dad in his final days was inspiring. I loved your dad too. David, I will miss you and the times we would all get together at our house on the deck, just talking and laughing. Be at peace, knowing that you made a wonderful impact on many, including me and my family. Love you, Wilk.
Hey, Uncle David. For my video message, I wanted to shout out my gratitude that that you were an early adopter of technology. So when I was a little kid in the late 1900s, looking up to my uncle, I was always really impressed that I think you were one of the first persons I knew that had a computer. And I even remember like an Easter card or something that you had printed out. And it absolutely blew my mind. And looking back, now that technology is a huge part of my career and livelihood, those early influences were really important, really formative. And I'm super grateful for it. So thanks for that. And kind of another maybe strange thing that we share maybe is these dark and bushy Fisher eyebrows. You know, I don't know, maybe you decide. But anyhow, the most important thing is I just hope you know how much you are loved and appreciated. And my greatest desire is that you right now are feeling at peace and comfortable. And again, just know that how much you are loved and appreciated. And I wish you very much all the best, and I wish you well now and always. I love you, man. Take care.
Hello, Uncle David. I'm just sitting here reflecting on the impact you've had on my life. And I think, until now, I didn't realize that you had like 2 major childhood memories were structured because of you. What I mean is, you got me and my dad into doing the MS-150, and that's some of my favorite memories from growing up with my dad, was training and training all summer to be able to do it like you and Kristen, who I thought was so cool. And then now I got to do it with my dad. And then meeting you guys in Cherry Hill. And yeah, I just felt like I was a part of the cool kids when I got to hang out with you and Kristen. So that was like a major, like, formative experience. And it's all because of you. So I'm very grateful that you brought that into the family, because now everyone's still doing it. It's still a fun family activity. And another one is you gave us the trampoline, which was the coolest thing anyone could have ever given me. So, yeah, you shaped a big portion of my childhood with the trampoline as well, which I have so many memories of just being on that trampoline up and down, like for years. And then even when I get into my teenager years, and yeah, watching the stars from the trampoline. And that's all because y'all gave us that. So yeah, two major memories that came from y'all. And I also want to tell you the two things I admire about you. Well, I guess it's lumped into one. I love that you have hobbies that are unique to your own, and you're like, I find this interesting and I like it and I'm going all in. And what I mean by that is how you've researched the Barry's family tree for us, which I just think is so cool because I love that kind of stuff as well. Like, remember when I got my ancestry and then it unlocked like a whole nother side of the family we didn't know existed? That's amazing. So I'm gonna have to get my hands on all that documents because the Barrys are planning a trip to Ireland. So we might have to reunite with some of those people you have found. And along that lines I just adore that you have, your love for history, and you spent your time at Valley Forge, and you're always so curious, and your mind's always, you're wanting to educate yourself more and more. And, I really like that. And I'm going to take that with me as I get older. And when I want to explore something that I'm just like, I wonder what that's about, I'm going to take that from you, keep it with me, and explore fun new hobbies in my upcoming years. Anyway, we're all thinking about you. We love you, and so grateful that you've been a part of our lives.
Hey, Uncle David, this is your nephew Scott. We've been thinking a lot about you this week. Sending you love and peace. And I wanted to send you a memory I had of you from my childhood. I remember you and Kristen going on a lot of bike rides. And specifically when you would go bike to the shore. And so I've always thought about that, and I always wanted to complete it. And so this past summer I got the chance to do that with my mom and Rob. And you and Kristen were on my mind a lot because I remember even as a kid, how do you bike that far? So thanks for being that kind of inspiration. We'll miss you. Thanks for being a brother to my mom. I remember your laugh with Pop Pop when we would be at Aunt Lynn's and Uncle Keith's for Christmases and playing horseshoes while I was just a little guy. So I know this is a tough time, but I appreciate everything that you've done, and see you on the other side.
Hey, Uncle Dave. I was trying to pinpoint a specific childhood memory that I have with you, but I couldn't do that. I could specify something that has always been present in all of my memories with you, and that is your incredibly unique laugh. And if you don't know what laugh I'm talking about, it's the laugh of when you're starting to tell a story or joke and it's at this level. And then suddenly we're getting closer and closer to the punchline, and your voice is getting bigger and the energy is getting bigger and the whole room is with you there. And suddenly, it's boom. And you're laughing, we're laughing, and you have the power to shapeshift any energy in the room. So I think really, no matter where I have been in my life, hanging out with you has always meant that there would be some level of levity. I've always found myself gravitating towards you, but don't tell the other villagers that one, because you have this joy aura. I mean, you genuinely cared how my cheerleading squad was doing, and you tolerated me wearing a tricorn hat to the Living History Day downtown because we've had this shared interest in American history. Frankly, I think there's really no one else still in this world that I want to be planning the Fisher beer crawl with other than you. And I think really when you stepped up to my first Philly landlord, I felt really, really lucky to have an uncle like you. And when you continued to help me carry all of my boxes up the third floor of a Philadelphia row home, even though you did say that you did not want to help me move, I felt even more lucky to have someone like you in my life. And despite the whole day and it being a long day, for you to still take me out to lunch, wish me well on this next chapter, I truly felt like I hit the uncle jackpot. So the impact you have had on my life is to make the hard a little bit easier and the easy a lot more funnier. And that is something that I will take with me forever. Love you so much.
Hello, David. I wrote my thoughts. I have to read them because I won't remember because I'm 66. But here goes. Meant from the heart. I just finished looking through old photo albums from my childhood until everything went digital. I can't believe how much life we lived. So many memories, some vivid and others barely there. But there's one phase of my life I remember all too well, the decade after Jim came back when Mom and Dad's health was declining. The specific events may be fading, but what left a lasting impression was sharing their care with you, me handling the medical side and you managing the financial. What you did for Mom and Dad was truly indispensable. I smile and I chuckle when I think of how many times you had to reset Dad's passwords. You worked so hard to protect what little assets they had, reviewing medical bills with an eagle's eye, calling billing offices to dispute or clarify charges. That was a hard time, but sharing the responsibility with you lightened the load. In those years, I saw your strength, your intelligence, and so many forms of love, tough love, compassion, and even gentleness. Looking back at one of the hardest periods of my life, I'm really grateful that I had you beside me. I'll always be thankful for the support you gave me last summer when I committed to the City to Shore ride. I was clueless, but I trusted everything you told me about shoes and training and the ride itself. It was an accomplishment I wouldn't have tackled without your guidance and encouragement. Sharing that ride with my boys is a memory I will always cherish, all because of the bar that you and Kristen set years ago. I love you, big brother. From the noogies you gave me as an annoying little sister to marveling at your self-taught cooking skills, your dedication to tracing our family tree, your deep knowledge of history and the work you did at Valley Forge, and the way that you and Debbie have shared your life and interests as empty nesters. You are the best brother I could have ever hoped for. I love you so much.